Aha.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Another day of chaos, another day of trying to break
Hmm.
Roll20, because that's what we do for Wednesdays, right? So,
That's right.
funny enough, we now have Brandon, the DM for the game, Rots,
Hello.
Hello.
and me, who are going to show you the new effects and tricks and oddities that we have found with more like we're going to jump in and see what the hell Jumpgate actually does and how we can fool around and mess around with it some more for everybody else. So that's what we're doing today. No games in the sense of like actually playing a game and trying to see if we can go from point A to point B, but more of breaking the system to see how well we can do things. So,
Might be some coding involved for the effects. We'll see.
Definitely. So as you see, they actually added in a fun little feature of foregrounds recently. And for those of us who don't really know what it means, in this world of mapping and everything else, it just means the fact that there is a layer above the basic map. Now, to dumb it down, it pretty much means it's covering something until you walk underneath it. Alright, so just so that everybody can see, as I move the token around, kind of like normal map here, normal map outside. The moment I get under here, you now have the entire scene of that bar. Now, is that cool? That means you could hide a bunch of crap under here. Because the moment I walk out of this, it goes right back to what it was.
Per token is not based on if one person is.
Yeah, per token is the huge part. That's really nice.
Yeah, so like as you see, you have Rot's character, Doctor, inside the bar, and the moment I walk out, I see nothing in there until I walk back in. So which means if he's in a fight because people decide to jump through the ceiling, I don't know about it until I walk back in.
You know, one thing we could do with this, I'm already just like thinking about fun things to do with it. I just dropped a basic like wooden slat over there, but you could skin it down. You can make it like rafters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. And another neat trick that they've also recently added, effects. So, I'm a Dragonborn in our Wednesday campaign, which means that I have a wonderful breath attack. I can now mess it around with this thing as much as I want to, and we can see the image of a breath attack going forward, instead of going like, I do the thing and roll just theater of the mind.
Before this new system, it was a DM only ability to launch those kind of effects, but now they're giving it to where players can do it too.
Which is handy because let's just grab a random creature. Who looks like a douche? You look like a douche. Get on the map.
It's probably on one of the many layers of the map now.
He's there.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, make a vampire over here. Looking for some tasty Doc Nuggies and Drac Extendies. And
that's
Doc wants to hurl a spell at him.
let's say I want to throw a fireball. I'll just throw, because Doc can throw a fireball with a special card, or, eventually learn it from Red, who knows. And just toss a fireball right here.
And then everybody knows, oh, we're aiming at that guy. It's not like, if I had like 50 enemies out here.
That is very true.
I do want to check when we get to the part where we start messing with these codes, if we can make the rocket splash a little bigger. Because I think right now it's only a 10 by 10.
I'm actually looking at that. It is what's called a sub-emitter.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't think it goes the full 20 feet that we would want it to for like a fireball, for example, to really exemplify how big the explosion is. So like, right now this is the radius it covers when the animation goes off. We need it to cover like this radius.
I am currently looking to see what the original coding is for the missile to see what the size is. And
here, I can actually I can stack these effects and do that.
Yeah.
And center. And
So,
you see, it only covers half the circle.
So rocket just... Okay, so it's the explode on it which has to be changed.
Yeah.
But that... Let's see... Angle random 360, emission rate 200.
I don't think they're streaming to see the coding itself, sadly.
No, but it is actually on Roll20's website.
That's fair. And anyone who has access to this and is a DM can also see it as well.
So I feel like size is referring to base size gradient.
Yeah. I do like the idea because now instead of just having, if we turn on dynamic lighting, for example, with these layers, you can probably have some real fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, we can separate the kitchen layer with the bar layer, and dynamic lighting only work on one layer, not the other layer, I imagine.
It should, in theory.
Yeah. In theory, yeah. And obviously, if we put down the walls and stuff like that for blocking vision lines and stuff like that, I'm sure it will function the way we need it to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that fired up right now. Give me a second to get things rocking.
You're good.
Now what? Don't mind me as I do the magic behind the scene.
It is the emitter size. That's what we need to change. So, I'm going to make a custom one currently. And I'm going to name this Fireball. Just to see if I could actually do this right. Emission rate 3, size. So, if I look over at Rocket, oh, here it is.
They would do Windows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta account for Windows now. Oh no, we can see it on screen. He's got it pulled up.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody can see what's currently on screen, so they can see the stuff that you're doing. Meanwhile, I try to figure out this aspect of it.
I'm just here to be the player perspective.
Yeah, pretty much. No, just let me... Nope, not doing that. So this is supposed to equal to 10. So I need to see something that shows me emitter size, just to make sure the fact that, that's...
That's how it works.
So now if
Noted.
I test...
Hold up.
That was tiny. What the hell? It says the fact... Let me see if I do 100.
Oh, this is still just Windows. Okay.
Huh. How big do you have the value of a square?
That's a good question. They're 5-foot cells. That's the default.
That's what I thought. So a value of 5 would result in a 10 by 10 pixel emitter box. Angle random is 360. Gonna do 5. Nope, that's still not. Now the question is, why is it small? Huh. Maybe this?
Oh, that's why. I'm a dodo.
You're fine. I'm currently trying to play around with this thing. It is still tiny as hell. Why?
Oh yeah, you gotta click and drag the effect. So currently it was doing the brief breath attack for the effect when I looked at it.
Nope. If I hit test effects, it's set to it. That's why. So it's currently on click. Duration, angle random, angle. So really, we want it to be exactly similar to whatchamacall. Well, we could make it bomb. With
Hey Meg.
Oh, hi Meg. My water's in the kitchen. Oh God, Hut.
You can tell Brandon's not used to being on the stream other than Wednesday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rookie mistake. Always
What
help.
is my water bottle?
that is a good question.
I'll just use the one I took to the gym. It's got some in there.
So
thanks for all you do.
gonna make this a little bit different. Just going to remove all of that. Going to add this in.
It's going well. We are testing out. Mav is coding, Brandon is setting up the dynamic lighting for playing around with layers, and I'm the player perspective.
Oh, trying to more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To explode.
Window, window, then a door.
Going to copy all of this.
Never leave me unattended.
Never. And here, I'm going to change that to 600.
Okay, the first floor is ready.
All right.
Nope, that's still being tiny as shit. Why? Why do you not like me? Line particles.
Did I say it was ready? I lied. Leave. I saw a half wall I missed. And you know what? Because F you guys, we're putting a door here. Okay. Now it's ready.
All right.
You walk into the tavern. You immediately see 4 patrons. 3 patrons and a bartender. That door's closed.
Yeah, as you see, where is...
Close doors behind you.
I don't understand the concept of closing doors. I'm not gonna lie, this is already very, very interesting.
He's taking the base effects code and trying to make it larger for the effect of fireball.
Yeah, it doesn't like
this one is the closest one.
Yeah. So apparently the size gradient is referencing the old, like the actual size of each, of the squares. No, it's the explosion part of it that's wrong.
Yeah, so like, for example, if I shoot the fireball here, it only covers a 10-foot radius, not a 20-foot radius like that we would want for a fireball.
Yeah.
So we're trying to see if we can extend it to be that full 20-foot radius.
But also here, it doesn't give you an option for that, nor does it allow you to change it.
Which is surprising. I would imagine there would be an option for that.
Yeah, or at least like make a copy of the existing one, and then just change that. But the size gradient has to do with the size of the squares of the map.
Which makes sense. It would be scaled to the size of the map. But even then, just getting it to where it shows the full 20-foot radius instead of just the 10-foot is being a pain, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, to get the visual a better effect, that's the 20-foot radius of a fireball. I shoot right here in the center. Cover maybe half.
There's a gravity aspect? Huh.
I have no idea what that would do to it.
It's like, if this was a 2D map, think of like old school Mario, where we had the ground below us and technically the sky above us. You could actually use that to pull or push things to the ground.
So, are you saying that
So like,
if someone's on top of this, the top layer of this, and I hit them with a spell that can knock them down?
I could, in theory, angle a spell to go up. It actually goes. if you make the Y value positive, then it'll go up, and negative will make it go down. X on the reverse side of that is if it's positive, it goes further to the right, negative goes to the left. It's a very interesting system. I'm not gonna lie. I just wish for the fact that it would actually allow us to mess with things and do the things that we need to. But
Yeah, it is. It is a little weird. You can't alter the size of just the fireball aspect itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the size of everything else seems to be fine.
Yeah.
That's just the one that's the weird, too small, in my opinion. Because the beam attack's 5 foot wide and goes as long as you need it to go, and then the breath attack does the cone effect. That's the proper 15-foot cone.
Burn just follows your mouse as long as you click it. Yeah.
And glow does the same thing, but in more of an aura aspect.
Though that is considered more Nova. Yeah, there's like a ton of these in here. And the weird thing is also the fact that it doesn't actually allow you to point, like, kind of save it into that list either. So I don't know where they go to.
I mean, I don't get to see what you see as a player.
Yeah,
I
know.
Let's see. Custom. Oh, I found them, I think.
Oh.
In VFX, go to the very bottom of the list. You'll see the word custom, and then you have different save files: Untitled, Test 1, Test 2.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
These are all the effects you're playing with, it looks like.
Now I have to go play around with shit and find it. Where did my effects go? Nope, not there. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. Nice chat. Yep. He's definitely having a lot more fun now. I should be worried.
I was talking about.
I see the fog. The fog of war sets in.
Resetting your export areas.
Which is only fair. In all honesty, that's what you should definitely be doing whenever, like, we're inside of a room.
Oh, this is nice.
Because the other good thing is the fact that
there's a shield effect now for Arcane Shield.
the lighting, the dynamic lighting is definitely working with the angles on the windows.
And I could even close all the windows.
So it is definitely nice, not gonna lie. Moving that.
Yeah, if you look at the custom effects, we have a lot of untitled ones that are just the same effect because you're still trying to get the thing to work.
No, because I named the fireball.
They're named untitled for me.
That's weird. I don't even see a custom effect list on my side.
Well, on my side, I'll just screen cap. Not screen cap, but screenshot. Right below where missile is. This is what I see. Send you the image.
Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. I see where it
You
is.
found it?
For some odd reason, it wanted to be a little slow for me. Got it.
Yeah, that's where all your custom effects will be going. It doesn't look like it's saving your titles for meter.
No, it's not. It's actually just taking them all and adding them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it did change one.
Yeah, that one has actually says fireball.
Yeah.
Well, it has the effect like of a different effect. Like it's not using the rocket effect.
No, it's not. But then again, that's easy to add in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Because right now the effect's set to a hold effect, where the rocket effect needs to be on aim.
Yep. I am currently double checking the rocket effect to see how to. Well, technically it's the missile.
Well, no, there's rocket and then there's missile. There's two different ones.
Well, so rocket itself uses missile as the base effect.
Yeah, and then
and
the
then
actual...
uses on death explode.
Mm-hmm.
So I could in essence use the same thing here.
Mm-hmm. It's just the on death explode one is the part that we're trying to change.
Yep. Because I could throw that in here. Base effect. And then on death. Angle. Why is that too many zeros? I think that should be that. Duration. Duration is the one that kind of like gets me the most because it's like, what exactly is supposed to be the duration?
Or I know you said it's set to unlimited, so you're gonna want to do like, I don't know, 10. Just gotta like start at 10 and then go up from there.
Yeah, 10 works. Mission rate 3, that's fine. End color and gunload random, that's fine. Gravity, this is pretty much 0, so it's a straight line. Lifespan, we can make that 20. Because that is how long this should be. How long a particle lasts before it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Size. I'm gonna leave it at 35.
I would go to. I will leave 35 to see if we got the coding right where it's functioning, and then we change it to 70.
So I'm
because
gonna
that'll
do
double
test.
it.
No, it's not doing the line.
How do you set it to aim?
So that's the thing. I took it, and why didn't it? So it is. It's not taking the merge. Because it's supposed to be looking for missile as the initial, which is base effect missile. Right? On death. Is where it kind of goes into here. But the moment that I hit save, or if I hit test, it just gives me the burning effect. And if I close out of this window, go back, it removes that.
I wonder because it's not lined up correctly. I'm looking at what you have on the stream.
I don't think
and
so.
I wonder if the missile thing is just wrong, which is also possible.
No, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this slowly. So name fireball. Base effect missile.
Right now we're testing out everything.
Yes.
I still trying to figure out what the pulling one does. It is based on click. It goes away so quickly.
I do see that. And then on death.
Oh wait, we have hit animations now for Zon.
I'm going to copy. Actually, I don't need that last one. Or do I? 1, 1, 1. Where's the open for? Okay, that's the open for there. Yeah, I don't need all of this. So if I copy this, paste this into here. And I'll align this just to make things a little bit easier. No, give me that. Thank you very much. Could be the fact that I was missing maybe a comma before. Could be because of that. Fireball. Test. Nope. It doesn't like me. Alright. Where are you, missile?
Well then, while David's messing with that, we can still David, if you would, just kind of move your code screen a bit over to the clouded area so I can...
I did it. No worries.
Thank you. Rot and I can go through the uses of the new foreground feature.
Yep.
Are you actually done now?
Oh yeah, I'm actually done. I didn't do the upstairs. I just played with the downstairs just to kind of help make it a bit.
No, I got you. No worries. I just have to mess around a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There we go. We can do that. So what you can do, as David does this thing to make this work properly, and I know he'll figure it out. So you've got our lovely wizard here walking into a tavern. We've set up our dynamic lighting. We've got some things blocked off, and we've got some patrons just hanging out and around. So you head in. You could either try to make your way, and this is, again, there's no threat here. This is just for pure
visual
demonstration purposes. You do see there is a door to, it would be your left or north on the current map.
Yep.
You can see there is a bit of there is a wooden wall that is here, but that wooden wall is, you know what I could do actually? Hang on, I'm going to do like effects, do like a hold. Hang on, do this, and I could do like this, and I could point it out. So here,
yeah,
it's like a half wall, or it's a wall, but you can tell that it's not a stone wall. It's blocking off something within the tavern itself. Up here, you have a door that is currently closed, and no one. I mean, they look to see because the door opens, but no one really pays you much mind.
Yeah. Go to the bar. Go. This is the inn, so I'll see if I can pay for room.
Easy enough. Absolutely. All you gotta do is head. They kind of point over in this direction. Yeah, just head through that door, and it'll take you upstairs.
All right.
And what we can see here is this allows us to now put separate floors on one full map. So to the right, I will move your token for you, but then you'll know where to go. So you head up the stairs. The door is locked. All you gotta do is simply just unlock it. You can head in. Heading inside, I'll move you up the stairs to here.
All right.
And then all you gotta do is go ahead and just, actually, I'll move you. There you go. Then upstairs, you can see there's like a common area. Then there's also the 4 rooms, and your key just says 3 on it. So from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Go straight there. Get my room set up. Good to go.
Didn't bother putting doors up here. Just this was just to show you that you could have. Now, if you have players who are still on the first floor, they won't know what he's doing because they won't be able to see him. But he'll know what he's doing and going on, and vice versa via dynamic lighting. As you can see on screen, it has cut off his ability to see the rest of the map. So something could be happening, he wouldn't know about it. So suddenly, crash, bang, boom, you hear something combat. You wake up in the middle of the night.
Rush out of bed, standard dress, and
Rush out of bed. Once you get down there, you can see. I will put you over there because of the dynamic lighting. You head downstairs, you hear the sounds of fighting. You get out of the room you're in, you can see Dracox is tussling with one of the patrons. I'm not sure why. They both seem pretty inebriated.
Which would be normal.
You can immediately see like various copper and silver coins laid about, some playing cards, and the two of them are in that WWF like arms lock right now, like just trying to overpower the other.
Dragon's got caught cheating again.
That sounds about right.
But as you all watch, once he left that upstairs, for him, that foreground area to the right recovered, so he has no idea what's going on there anymore. So there could have been multiple party members up there, and maybe they didn't hear the noise, so he also wouldn't know what's going on up there, and vice versa, they wouldn't know what's going on down here. So it can definitely help add a bit of kind of realism to what can be seen and heard for your players. Now, eventually, they just lose, interest, strength, pass out because they're drunk, and they just on the floor. Realizing it's probably a good idea to get them some food. The bartender sees you, knows you together, just kind of points to the door behind her. There's bread back there. They're gonna need something.
Just head back there and grab bread.
You get to it. Now it is locked.
Yes.
Now at this point, you can either ask for a key or try and break in. Since I can't see the player perspective, when you click on the door icon, what's your options?
It jingles the locks. So we move dock away. So, like, clicking on the actual door icon itself does nothing for me. It just jingles the enemy.
Oh, because I have it locked.
Mm-hmm.
So you successfully unlock it.
And now it's unlocked. I can click it and open it.
There you go. Head inside, and you can see there's plenty of breads and things you can grab and go for.
Mm-hmm. What would be really cool is if, as they're going forward with this update, they can add it to where the locked door specifically, or there's like locked windows in general, players can right-click on them, because now we can right-click on our tokens and just pull up our character sheet immediately. Or even add our character to initiative tracker without rolling initiative.
Handy. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And I would think it'd be kind of cool to where we just right click and there's like a roll check for thieves or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty good actually. Yeah.
And make the match a little bit more, immersive.
Yep, it would.
Especially when we have our thief characters are split from the party and are encountered by a locked door. It'll make it a little bit easier. Like the DM can set the DC on the door itself. The players right click it, click the button for.
And it either jingles or it opens.
Exactly. And I mean, because I know if you get into real API on Roll20, you can add sound effects to certain actions. So, like the jingle in the door, maybe makes a sound level, because there's proximity sounds, I believe. So only people in certain areas can hear things. So, for example, the door jingles when you try to open it and it's locked, or you fail the thieves tool check. Maybe that'll alert the guard.
True. Yeah.
I don't know, just something to think about, and I'm sure the people who are way better at API than I am
have already figured it out.
Either have already figured it out, or
they're already done it, or they're on the way.
Yeah, it's not what they're working on. Because the API has some wizardry to it, honestly. Before dynamic lighting was a thing, they had API code for dynamic lighting. It was interesting. Like, I think I could look up a string of API code real quick that I might be able to use. Yeah, API scripts.
Oh. It has a maximum.
Oh. It's all coming together.
The coding, it has a maximum line quantity.
It's okay, it's beta.
No one likes character limits.
It looks like it may be 18 lines.
Hopefully they open that up a bit more for the custom effects, because right now there's really not much you can do with them.
It's like, yeah, so I actually have to take a look to see the ones that are currently made, and they're all roughly about 18 lines of code. So, like, they have prismatic spray, orb, magic missile, magic cauldron bubbles, a gas cloud, frost nova, which technically could be anything really, cone of cold, color spray, a campfire sparks, a laser bolt. So they have quite a bit. But they do have one for blood splat, which I'm going to add in here just because.
So, for example, I know you don't have APIs on this campaign turned on, but there's an API for wild shaping.
Oh.
Well, it's a wild shape that allows druids to choose their own beast transformation and within 2 clicks, changing their token and stat blocks to match without the DM having to go to the compendium.
Nice.
But that's it. But to be fair, the reason we don't use APIs and stuff like that is because we roll off of D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
True.
You would really use APIs if you're just rolling straight off the character sheet within Roll20.
Yeah, that'll probably help the language talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. There's also map resizing APIs you can get as well. Just general things for tokens, groups applying damage, all sorts of things. It's if you strictly only use Roll20, does API really come into big effect for a lot of things. But there are a ton of different types of API for just D&D 5th edition, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, for example, before they applied the doors with the lighting settings, they had an API for door knocker that would play a sound. And, you can actually knock on doors and stuff like that. It kind of broke when they added the doors in general, but that was 2 years ago, so I imagine it's fixed now. So, like, that idea I had probably does exist.
Yeah.
Just gotta go find the script for it.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously, clearly, it's the internet. There's tutorials for everything.
Mm-hmm.
There is tutorials for everything.
So yeah, there's options to start writing your own scripts to be very specific to what you want. They can get complicated or just simple in general. But I'm pretty sure there are places you can go. Like, I know Reddit probably has a few. I think Roll20 itself might have an area for it. But you can just go browse a bunch of different Roll20 mods for API scripts and one-click install them into your campaigns.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's a section for it, actually. Yeah, if you go to Roll20, go to Settings, go to Mod API Scripts, and then you just browse those API scripts they have on there and find the ones you want. But again, they are optional features as everything else is. But if Roll20 wants to start pushing them to be the go-to platform for everything, then,
It makes sense.
It does make sense.
Oh, that's changing the size of that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
The main
this guy.
explosion. So where is the... Yeah.
Explosion going off, yeah.
That's not poison, that's supposed to be an explosion. Because I did add in the big explosion under customs.
Let's see how big is big. I make the circle. That's a 20-foot radius. Only half the circle.
It's feel like it's getting there, but
It
hold
is.
on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
It's getting
this
there.
300.
1 billion.
Duration. I'm gonna change that to. Nope, I did not need that. That damn it! You hit the wrong button accidentally. It definitely is getting closer.
Seems larger.
It is.
Gotta figure out what the increments are, you know?
That was 5. Let me make that 7.
It's getting really close, though. It is definitely bigger than normal. Like,
We're getting there.
Lifespan random. I'm going to change that also to 7. Test. Oh! I think I did it.
Oh?
yeah, that looks like the full circle.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
So what I think, I'm going to try one more. I'm going to try to mess with this a little bit. And name this Fireball B2. And where was that rocket? Because if I use rocket as the base for this, I think I got it.
Okay, let's see. You will have to go through and delete all these extra ones, though, at some point.
Okay. So this should be... If this is... I believe this is how it should work.
We will see.
Nope, never mind. Ah. It's not. It doesn't. It fizzles. That's what it is. It's fizzling. Yeah, it doesn't even save. Yeah, that's the big thing, is the fact like it will not save this also. So like if I go back into here and I hit this and I change this name, if I leave it like this, it will take the name change. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the moment that I try to change the coding to shorthand,
It says no.
it just says no. Unless, of course... I'm going to try one more.
Of
Damn
course.
it all.
Of course, a horse.
Of course, a horse. I'm going to try one more thing. Because everything is in quotes. And if that's it, that's just silly. That turned red. Nope. But if it's save... No, it's not saving it. I tried. Yeah, it's just not doing it. It don't like me. All right, you guys went quiet. What the hell?
I'm reading.
I may or may not have rubbed my eyes and did not fully clean off all the cooking ingredients I've been using today.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
So I'm here. I'm just on mute, screaming into the void.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just looking for things. So it looks for like a lot
And
of
good
stuff.
news, my lettuce pesto turns out really good.
Good. Hey, you
Oh,
can't.
this hurts.
Yeah. That does not surprise me in the slightest.
So yeah, it looks like the best thing for us to do these effects that we're looking for is still going to be scripts for now.
Yeah.
Until the customs go up in character and function a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. We can get.
At least I got the explosion part down.
Yeah, you got that down. But you should be able to. Let's see. Because the coding for scripting will use the same coding for these effects.
Yeah.
For example, there is way to use scripts to be they can successfully on hit. For example, if you're just using Roll20 and you roll the hit on a character on an enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and you successfully hit, you can have the animation go off on the hit, for example, and potentially add sound to it via the effect as well.
The actual, yeah.
All through scripting specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is just from my own. I have been in one or two campaigns that utilize scripting, and it's something that's I've not really delved too much in myself.
Yeah, scripting can be a wonderful thing, but also at the same time a very, very heavy beast of burden.
Yeah, well, it's also the fact finding scripts for very specific things. This is D&D.
Yeah.
We get into specifics a lot.
Yeah. I'm just currently going through and deleting all these untitled and test ones.
Yeah. I mean, that's also the cool thing about D&D. You can get bogged down into specifics, and when you have a niche that you need to fill, odds are there are multiple people who need the same niche filled.
Oh yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Eyes have been properly rinsed.
Properly, he says.
I'm not crying anymore, so that's a good start.
Oh, look at that. Now whenever we need to worry about like, hey, where did I get hit from? Where's the blood? There's a splatter option.
The pull option, I think it'd be kind of cool for like melee attack effects. So
yeah,
I'll pull it up. So like pull, you just click, you hit this guy a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
Put the blood color on.
Oh damn.
Am I missing something? Did you say pull? Like Pull?
Pulling. It's the name of an effect.
Yeah, you had to scroll down when you go into special effects.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I thought there was just 4 of them or 5 of them.
It's okay. It's okay.
There's a lot.
The actual scroll, like the little scroller on there,
that's hilarious.
It kind of like mixes into it, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're not the only one. I did the same thing.
Yeah. There's
there isn't one. If you don't hover over it, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
They actually have the shield effect for Arcane Shield.
Mm-hmm. Though it kind of looks the same as
Oh, what was that?
That's Nova. That's for Thunderwave.
Nova.
Yeah,
Thunderwave.
Is there not a lightning bolt?
Holy might do it. Nah. Maybe smoke to be more like just force.
Yeah.
Ain't too bad. Or you could just do magic.
Yeah.
Water's pretty close.
Oh, y'all gonna have a blast on Wednesday already. I can tell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Get to spam you with all the effects.
I wonder what bubbling does. Now we have to like scroll in. Oh, it actually does bubble.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, look, the mug's fizzing.
I wonder at what point they'll let us like set objects to always, like if it's a hold option, it always just does it. Or
yeah.
People have been asking for it. They're apparently, from what I was reading, they're pulling stuff like that into consideration. Same thing with the whole they trigger sound effects as well. But
wait,
again,
does burst actually hit 20? No, it doesn't.
No, it does not. It looks like it's still a 10-footer.
Yeah. But at least we got blood explosion now. I mean, big explosion. I should actually just remove blood spot because we don't need that anymore. And we don't need...
Mama's interesting to me.
Fireball V2.
Like, the bomb effect's really interesting to me because it's just like all one direction. There's no other direction to it.
Yeah.
And if you spam click for some reason, it just turns into a beam. At least it did for me for a bit.
No, that's probably something else.
Yeah, that might be just a problem on my end where I'm spamming to click once too much and it just defaults back to the beam attack.
Probably. No, that definitely makes sense now with a lot of these. But knowing now the fact that I can just go like, oh, I want to cast Thunder Wave. This is all the people it hits. We now see it. Which is one of my biggest concerns so far is, who am I going to hit with this spell?
Yeah, that's like, once we get the ability to have them resizable in general, I think that will make these effects a lot more useful for combat.
Definitely.
Because then we have a proper visual. Instead of just doing this, like, this is who I hit, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's easy to tell. It's also be easier. It's just the animation was the thing. Also, what would be really cool is if the animations were on the map layer. And that way, for example, the dynamic lighting, the walls for dynamic lighting would not get affected by them. They just stop at them.
True.
I think that would be kind of cool.
That would be.
Because right now, it just goes above all of it. But like, if it just imagine it just got stopped by that corner and kept it going everywhere else.
No, that would actually be pretty badass. Not gonna lie.
Look, this is a new beta feature they only dropped this week. So who knows what we'll be getting later on. And hopefully they listen to a lot of the feedback they get from it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly, I think they should add more lines of code to be added to the custom effects, please.
Yeah. Or at least, like, it says the fact that, oh, you should be able to use, like, call upon, like, one of the other, then allow it to do that.
Yeah. Or, you know, because if you're not going to do that, then you at least need to start making the ones you do have more things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like the adding the sound effects, the triggering of events, or just general interaction with the map. Yeah. That's my opinion, though. But I just think that'd be a good compromise, not letting the players have too much flexible bending with the coding itself.
No, it makes sense.
It does. I tell you, with a little bit of dynamic lighting, some of the new door features they have, window features, these effects, foreground, this is becoming a really good virtual tabletop.
You know, the worst part of all is the fact that as I'm looking at all this, I'm thinking like, wow, Foundry's had this for like 5 years.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at Forge. It's like Forge is so good about that.
Yeah, it's like Foundry, Forge. They kind of already had these features, so like Roll20's catching up to them now.
Yeah, which is a good thing overall.
It is.
Eventually, the Roll20 will start allowing us where we can have actual GIFs for our backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like Forge has that, where you can have the actual lights flicker.
Yeah, because you could change the color. I'm sorry, the lighting effects. So some of them could be like a torch. Others could be a almost like a ripple effect. I've had, because I do use Foundry myself.
I use Forge for my Pathfinder game.
Yeah. So it's like
sorry,
you got that stuff. Though the automation is heavy if I was trying to use that, because they have basically automated every spell possible.
Yeah, and Forge, you have to constantly update your things and make sure things are not conflicting with each other.
Yeah, that's the only downside to it.
Yeah, but that's common in most things, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, but yeah, no, this is gonna be so much fun going forward.
It is. Honestly, I still waiting for a full 3D tabletop simulator for D&D, other than the actual game on Steam.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Tailspire certainly trying, but it's a lot to dig into.
Yeah, but Tailspire, they don't want to do TTS. They just want to be map making.
Yeah,
Which, it's disappointing.
it is. It's a incredible concept, and I loved playing with it. Like building things within it was a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great. What we could use be really funny. It'd be hard to do though.
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine if we could use Soul Mask.
Use the NPCs Soul Mask.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. I'm sure if we put our minds to it, we can figure something out for like a one shot. Definitely could not run a campaign through it, but
yeah,
no, too many. Like, there's no. If there was a way, I'm sure there is, but if there was a where you could just have like basically like a scrying orb to float around and be the camera, we could do it.
Yeah, that would be pretty badass. Not gonna lie.
You could pull it off with a custom Sea of Thieves lobby.
Oh, true, yeah.
Because they have the animation emotes for dice rolling. So, like, your characters just roll the dice physically. You have the spectator come over and look at them as the DM or check their rolls.
Yeah.
You could technically do that. It would be very weird in Sea of Thieves, but it would be technically doable.
Definitely wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, it wouldn't be. It'd just be very interesting to see done once, and then that's it. So I don't think unless Sea of Thieves themselves lean more into that aspect, there's no reason to do it more than once, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But there are a lot of games.
Time to start writing letters. Just do that trend on social media. Day 1 of me tagging Sea of Thieves requesting a tabletop mode. Day 2 of me tagging Sea of Thieves requesting a tabletop mode.
Hey, sometimes you gotta try.
Sometimes you gotta try.
The only thing, listen, the worst thing that can happen is we just either get no response or get told no.
Yeah.
There are a lot of survival RPG games that kind of thing could be viable for like a one shot.
Mm-hmm.
True, yeah. I'll have to go digging around for a bit. Well, is there anything else we want to explore today, guys, or does that pretty much wrap it up? I'm trying to rack my brain here for some good stuff to put out there for people to learn, but we've covered just about all the new stuff, huh?
Yeah,
about all the new stuff. I think if David cracks the coding on this and makes it a really fun custom effect, maybe we put it out for people to get.
Well, how about this, y'all? with our closing remarks. You want to see more fun stuff? You want to see David crack the code? Come support him. Say hi on our Discord. Tag him daily.
Yeah, he would appreciate the comments.
I'm sure he would appreciate all your lovely comments and tell him he needs to work faster to make this better. But that's my closing comments for today. I had a blast. Learned some great new things. Maybe, I don't know if I can get them going. Well, it's only Saturday. I could probably get some things ready by Wednesday.
Probably.
Yeah. And I know Meg has probably already been wrapping her mind around how to work this ship into this layer system.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Actually, something we can test real quick right now. Can we put our player tokens on the layer?
Yeah, give me a second here. But no, on the foreground layer?
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't
No,
do that.
I've already tried that. You cannot. They cannot be on the foreground layer. No.
That sucks because that would make things like the ship, for example, a lot more fun to be on.
But again, this is all beta. That could be something maybe, if we're going to be a voice in the forest of the darkness and a whisper in the wind. Hey guys, incredible stuff so far, Roll20, but we would love to see more, and I think a lot of people would really love to see an ability to do so. Maybe, the foreground's the first step. Why don't we just have, foreground 1, foreground 2, or something like that? I don't know how complicated things can get. I'm not a code person.
That's going to be
that's
definitely going to be a little bit harder because it's how to differentiate that you're going in between the two layers.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so technically.
Well, Forge has figured this out actually. So.
Well, Forge has. Yes, it does actually. It does have the option for 2 layers.
Yeah, so if Forge figured it out, I'm sure Roll20 can figure it out.
Yeah. But at least in the meantime, though, Meg could, in theory, just make a 2-layer map. Like the actual bottom
deck.
The bottom and middle deck, and then just make the middle and top layers foregrounds. And this way we can kind of like go in between everything from there.
We'll have to play around with the idea.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's going to be a mixture of cutting up the map, resizing things, and photoshopping things.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah,
I think we did cover about everything we need to cover.
Yes, we did. All right, everybody. I think. We have a playthrough tomorrow, correct? With Meg and Nyx?
I believe so.
Let's double check it real quick.
They have it marked, I think.
Yes, tomorrow at 12:30 Central Standard Time. Get in here and joyously and lovingly harass Nutmeg and Nyx.
Yep. Remember, they have to try to just mess with them as much as possible, really, for all of us.
Come in here and spend channel points to ban actions.
Ban actions, words, end up making the entire stream mute.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, you were able to mention Nyx. Ban action, banning fade to black moments.
Yeah. She would definitely come at us for that one, but that would be hilarious. Alrighty. So with that, we will see you all tomorrow for that, and then Wednesday for another round of Skytorn.
Yay!
Later, everyone.
See y'all.